and your company's license has recently been revoked, or you are a student and you are currently on post-study work visa or any kind of visa whatsoever, please try as much as possible to see this video to the end and pay close attention. Earlier this year, because our BRP was expiring 23rd of January 2024, we were panicky. We had panic attacks every now and then because our visa was expiring and because we had not got another sponsor, as our then sponsor's license was revoked. And I quite understand that you are anxious as well. There are so many uncertainties, surrounding your everyday activities. You are panicky, you were scared. I really understand all the frustrations. I can relate. So we extended our visa and picked a date for our biometrics capturing offline. And that date was on or before March 22nd, 2024. So as the date drew closer, we had sleepless nights. But God so good, we got another company to sponsor us before our biometrics date. In fact, before March, we got another job and we actually put in, our COS, and then we have been able to remain in the UK ever since then. I quite understand that there are so many companies that are not willing to sponsor care assistants in the UK anymore. But just only if you knew that you could try other places. Yeah, I understand that we have taken a bold step. We've made a huge sacrifice, leaving home to feed home, leaving our countries to come here. But if you're willing to make even a bigger sacrifice of doing a second japa, maybe it would be worth it. So we had to, make a bigger sacrifice. I shared that opportunity here on my channel that overseas veterinary doctors were needed in Northern Ireland, and we ourselves applied. So we saw the opportunity, we applied, and I shared that opportunity. I shared it on my channel, and we were so lucky we were employed because my husband happens to be an overseas vet doctor. So this is the same way I shared it. I'm seeing a green light, I've seen another opportunity, and I'm trying to share it here for care assistants in the UK who need sponsorship, or you are a student, it doesn't really matter. So since I moved to Northern Ireland, I have been working in care also, and that working in England, I've tried to compare it with working in Northern Ireland as a care assistant, and honestly speaking, judging from the perspective of an agency care assistant in Northern Ireland who mostly does one-to-one, we understand that one-to-one is like the service users are the most difficult, and because of their risk assessments, they have the risk of fall, they are at the risk of getting agitated, aggressive, self-harm, or even causing harm to others. So we can say they are the most risky and difficult service users to work with. If I have been working with them, I can tell you that it's been easy, then I wonder how those who are working on the floor, what would they say? Like, I wonder how easy it is working in care in Northern Ireland. Do I have a witness? If you work in Northern Ireland as a care assistant, please bear me witness in the comment section. Or maybe I'm just getting used to the job. Maybe. Please let me know. But to believe that working in care here in Northern Ireland is a bit easier because of a lot of factors, especially working in the village. I work in the village because I live in the village. So we have, less residents to, or let me just say more staff to residents ratio compared to what we have in England. Everywhere I have worked in the care home. And also let me just say most of the services I say are not as difficult as some of them in England. Oh, that's just by the way. Maybe I'll make a separate video, explaining all of that. But I have drifted a lot. Let me come back to the main gist of today. So in one of the care homes where I have been assigned a shift in the past, and that happened to be the first care home, the first shift that I picked, I just observed that there was no immigrants in that care home. It was a day shift, and all of them were like Irish. At first, I was a bit nervous, like, are these people, are they equal opportunity? I was a bit scared, but it was a good shift. I met, amazing people. They were so kind. But after some time, like my third shift in that care home, I met an immigrant, an Indian, and I was so glad because At the end of the shift, I had a quick chat with him, and he made me understand that he was recently employed. He was in England for 6 years. He lived in London, and he was a student. So he was employed recently. When I mean recently, I mean just 1 month ago. A month ago, and he said he was the first person to be employed, and that some other people just resumed the previous week. So I was so amazed, like, students, how much? And he said it's the normal rates. And I was like, okay. At first, I wanted to keep the information to myself, like, let me just share amongst my family and friends. But when they told me that this company had 2 other sister companies and they also sponsor, he told me they just recently sponsored 10 of them in that place, and that they still sponsor in the other 2 sister care homes. I was like, oh no, I have to share this information with everybody, because the sky is enough, is big enough, to accommodate every one of us. So that's why I'm sharing this here. If you know anyone in need of care certificate of sponsorship and they are willing to relocate, and when I mean that I live in a village and I walk across the northern island villages, I mean that you need to own a car. If you know anyone who's in need of certificate of sponsorship, I mean care certificate of sponsorship, and they drive in the UK, they have a car, and they are willing to relocate, please share this video with them, because my friend, my new friend now and colleague, has promised to speak with one of the employers to speak with them, because that very shift I also met one of the owners of that care home. I didn't know at first, but she introduced herself to me as one of the owners, and she was so pleasant, so nice. So I believe that they are very nice people, and they're approachable, and they will be able to tell this my new friend whether they are going to sponsor, they are willing to take more people now or later. And I'm going to come here to share with you. But the way we are going to do it is, it depends on the number of people they are willing to take. So I'll know whether I'll share the name of the company, or I'll just make it in such a way that if you're interested, you probably have to subscribe or activate something, and just show your interest in a kind of way that would not make it really open to everybody, because I don't want it to be like everybody's going to apply. They're going to receive like mass applications, and let's just do it like one-to-one. So I'm going to get a reply from my friend, and I'm going to update you on this channel, and hopefully I'm going to find out more care homes that are still sponsoring and share with you here as well. So if today is your first time coming across my channel, my name is Bimbo. I'm a Nigerian trained pharmacist and a care assistant in the UK, and I share every relevant information you can think of pertaining to care, healthcare in the UK, pharmacy practice in the UK. See, I just talk anything that comes to my mind. So thank you for watching until this point, and I hope to see you in my next video.